Time in YouTube, and welcome back to Theme Deck Corner. Today we have the Volcanion-EX theme deck called Mountain's Fury. This deck came out with the Volcanion-EX tin that we opened up months ago. For those of you who have been waiting for this, I do apologize. I have no excuse for not uploading these. I just hadn't been in TCGO for a while, so now that I'm getting back into it, I'm hoping to get this stuff steadily coming your way, because I've got about 6 episodes of Theme Deck Corner I'm missing. Anyway, Volcanion-EX is 180 HP basic type Pokemon. He is fire and water, has the Steam Up ability. Once during your turn, you may discard a fire energy. If you do, your basic fire type Pokemon are going to be able to do 30 more damage to your opponent's active, which is really strong, depending on who it is. You also have Volcanic Heat. 2 fire energies, 1 colorless. It's going to do 130 damage, but you can't attack during the next turn. Now, this guy here with the Steam Up ability can be really powerful, depending on your partner, who you partner it up with. Obviously, being able to use it only once per Volcanion is not great, but with multiple Volcanions, we can dish out a few fire energies to synchronize with Baby Volcanion. Now, unfortunately, this deck only has 1 Baby Volcanion, so it might be a little bit harder to get out. But I think you guys have seen Volcanion decks that I've produced prior. Anyway, Volcanion has 130 HP. He is a straight Fire-type Pokemon this time, Basic type, as expected. With Power Heater, 1 Fire Energy, it's going to do 20 damage, but you get to choose 2 of your bench Pokemon and attach a Fire Energy card from your discard pile to those Pokemon. So this does synergize very well. Volcanion-EX tosses the energy into the discard. This guy gets it back onto your Pokemon. Win-win situation. The Volcanion gets to boost that Power Heater up to 50, 80 if you have 2. It's really good. Then you also have Steam Artillery for 3 fire energies. We can do 100 damage. So again, not a high amount of damage, but with the boosts, we can at least get that up to 160, so almost KO potential on an EX. Now we can start taking a look at the other Pokemon in the deck. We have Purugly, Stage 1 Pokemon, colorless, 100 HP, has Slash and Neon Press. Slash is 2 colorless, it's going to do 30 damage, nothing special, and Neon Press is 3 colorless, 40 damage, but you get to flip a coin if Heads this attack does 40 more damage, and if Tails, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. So it's got a win-win regardless of the coin flip. It's just a matter of, do you want more damage or do you want to stall? Either way, it's gonna give you something. Would I put the energy into this? I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. Next up is Skarmory, 100 HP. It's a colorless Pokemon with Call for Family and Blow Through. Call for Family is very interesting because it's like getting a Pokemon fan club but as an attack. You get to search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon, put them onto your bench, shuffle your deck afterwards. You've also got Blow Through, which does it costs 2 colorless energy, and you're going to do 30 damage, and if there's a stadium in play, this attack does 30 more. Not the attacker. You can easily see that Skarmory is not the attacker. But the Call for Family does come in handy when you're trying to get your Pokemon out. Next up, we have 2 Camerupt, Stage 1, 130 HP. It is a Fire-type Pokemon with Ram and Eruption. Ram is going to cost you 2 colorless energy, and it's going to do 30 damage. Eruption is going to cost you 2 fire, 1 colorless. It's going to do 80 damage. Each player discards the top card of his or her deck. The stack does 60 more damage for each card discarded in this way. So it can be good. It can be really good. Just does not get the boost from Volcanion. And lastly, we have our Blaziken, our Stage 2 starter fighting a bird chicken thing with 140 HP, fire type obviously. Has Spreading Flames. For 1 fire energy, you get to attach 3 fire energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon any way you like. This is really strong because it can set Blaziken up for the following turn while also trying to set up another Pokemon as well. Heat Blow is your main attack though. For 1 fire, 1 color, so you're going to do 100 damage, but you do have to discard an energy attached to this Pokemon. Now that works really well if you've got a burn energy, because then you don't have to discard too much. Unfortunately, we don't have any of those. So immediate assumption on the damage output, there isn't much. There's really no one-shot potential here. Like Camerupt, with each player discarding the top card of his deck, if we can manage 2 energies, it's going to do 80, 6, 12. It's going to do 200 if both of us manage to discard an energy. That is cool, but the idea of randomizing it isn't very good. So we'll see. And nothing else really says anything higher than 100. Like, Stage 2, Blaziken, 100 damage. Basic, Steam Artillery, Volcanion, 100 damage. So there's no 180 magic mark here. But let's see if the trainers can help us out a little bit. First off, we have the energy retrieval. Put 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. This does help out Volcanion-EX because I can get those boosts consistently. Next up, we have 2 Eva Sodas for those evolutions. Search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your Pokemon and put it on top of that Pokemon. Shuffle your deck afterwards. So we get to evolve for free, as long as it's not turn 1 or the turn that Pokemon came into play. Next up, we have the Heavy Ball. Search your deck for a Pokemon with retreat cost 3 or more, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. That will get us the Volcanions. No, it won't get Baby Volcanion. That'll get Camerupt. That will not get Blaziken, and it won't even get Perugly. So that'll get you 2 Pokemon. It's primarily for Volcanion and Camerupt. That's not a great card, and there's 2 of them. We do have 2 Professor's Letter. You can search your deck for 2 basic energies, put them into your hand, shuffle afterwards. We have 2 Bridget. This works out for everything but Volcanion-EX, unless I really just want Volcanion-EX to throw on the field. You get to search your deck for 1 basic EX or 3 basic non-EX. So again, really good supporter, just not very good when I'm looking for EX Pokemon. Next up is Judge. This gives us some control on my opponent's side, while also potentially card draw for us. Each player shuffles his or her hand, and you draw 4 cards. You have Olympia. Switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. If you do, you get to heal 30 damage from the moved Pokemon to the bench. Not a bad supporter at all. It does definitely get you out of a pickle. And normally if you're running VS Seeker, Olympia is really cool because you can just throw it in the discard and then use it when you need it. Unfortunately, we do not have that option. We do have 2 Professor Birch's Observation. Shuffle your deck, shuffle your hand back into your deck, and then get 7 cards or 4 depending on a coin flip. There we go. That's better. Next up is Shauna. Shuffle your hand back into your deck and you draw 5 cards. The consistency here is we're not going to have much. We also have 2 energy pouches. If the Pokemon this card is knocked out by damaged by an attack, if the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack, put all basic energy attached to that Pokemon back into your hand. So if, for example, I have set up my Volcanion, it's got 3 energies and he gets knocked out, I can put all 3 of those energies back to my hand. And what they've done for us is they've given us a nice whopping 22 fire energy. So, overall immediate opinion, before playing any games, I don't think we have this. I don't think we have enough damage output to heavily cripple our opponent's side. With that being said, I'm going to be playing 2 games. Win or lose does not matter. We're going to showcase how well this deck actually can play through and see if we can pull off a win, because you never know. Card games are always funny that way. If you get, sometimes it's just the luck of the draw. But either way, without any further ado, let's get into those games and see, can we pull out that W? And our first match of the day is against Stark Horizon, playing a Psychic Dark deck. I want to say Giratina Darkrai, but no, it would have Dragon in there, so no, it can't be that. Either way, I'm going to flip tails, see if we can go first here, and we might be able to go first! This isn't a bad thing. Alright, here we go. We see we get a Volcanion start with 2 Glamios, 2 Glamios in the back. I think that's exactly what we're going to go for. I'm going to be able to Heavy Ball for my Volcanion-EX. And unfortunately, I can't attack this turn, but that is alright. I love my opponent's sleeves. I do have those myself, I believe. It is Yveltal Garbodor. Okay. I don't like that deck. I don't like that deck in the slightest. We're going to drop the fire energy, grab ourselves a heavy ball, and we're going to go for our Volcanion-EX. Looks like one of them is prized, unfortunately, so that means we cannot benefit from both. But we do have a Volcanion now in the on the bench. So we're going to shuffle our other Shauna back in, and it looks like I'm going to drop a Torchic down. So I have a few Pokemon ready to go, but unfortunately I do have to pass the turn. It is only turn 1. My opponent does have to go at least 2 turns without being able to attack, unless he does get some sort of... Nope, that's just it. All done. We can Combuskin. We can go for a Perugly here. I'm going to go for the Steam Up, which is going to get rid of the fire energy I have in my hand, and I'm going to be able to do a little bit more damage with Power Heater. But I do want to try and set up that Combuskin as best I can. Or not the Combuskin, the soon-to-be Camerupt. Hopefully I can get that Camerupt. Hopefully my opponent here will ease up a little bit. We take 100 damage flat. That is not going to knock us out. We have 30 HP left. And I can judge, which is going to be very nice, because I do not have any cards I can play. Unfortunately, I didn't really get much I could play here either. I can go for an Evosoda, which is going to get my Camerupt out. I am going to Steam Up. Ditch that fire energy, and I do have to go for the Power Heater. Now this Yveltal is not in range yet of my opponent, or of my Eruption. I need another energy for sure, so I will probably have to Shauna instead of going for the Bridget. Not that I need any basics at the moment anyway, considering this is the only Volcanion I have, so the strategy is going to be gone by the end of this turn. My opponent has not managed to get a Garbodor, which has been very good because, well, not that I have any tools anyway, but my abilities do get shut off. Sorry, it's not tools, it's abilities. I do not have any ability usage, so here comes the Fighting Fairy Belt onto the Yveltal, so now he has even more HP, and he does play a Shaman, so he's going to be able to get a bunch of cards back here. This is the downside to this deck, is you have to play it in regular format, and it's not really able to keep up with a lot of the decks out there right now. So unfortunately my Volcanion is going to go down. My opponent does claim prize 1. So I am going to put up my Camerupt. If I can manage to discard a fire energy here, that would be huge. Unfortunately I'm gonna have to play said Numel so I don't have to draw it again. Shauna here, getting a fire energy, actually getting a few. I'm gonna have to Steam Up. Unfortunately, I really don't have a way to get it other than an energy retrieval. But I am going to be able to go for this Eruption. It's going to do 100 damage. Not quite enough on its own. And unfortunately, this good old Yveltal is going to live with, what, 30 HP? He's going to be able to take me out due to my high energy costs. He does go for an End, which is going to benefit us in the long run. But I don't know if that's going to... I don't know if that's helping us or really hurting us. He needs a tool card for that Garbodor because he can shut off my Volcanion. He does go for a Trainer's Mail. This is going to open up a lot of luxury. He goes for a Delinquent, actually. There is no Stadium in play, but this could hurt me a lot. Just goes for the Evil Ball. And this is going to knock out my Camerupt. I go into my Combuskin. I can go for the Blaziken and hope to get something. So we are going to drop an energy down onto the Combuskin. Go for the Blaziken here. I'm going to drop the Perugly down. I'm going to drop an Energy Patch down onto the Numel. I'm going to Birch. We get ahead, so we do get full... Wow. Wow. I got one extra card that wasn't energy. And it's to get more energy. Alright. So I get to attach 3 energy in whatever way I want to my Pokemon. This one goes to... At this moment, I want to just set up this Perugly. Weirdly enough, I'm just going to set up Perugly. Because I can go for a heap blow on the following turn. I should be able to take out the Yveltal. And that should put us back in the game. We do get an N, unfortunately. So I do lose all my energy, but that's okay. I can handle that. We get an energy retrieval, which is good. We still get primarily all just energy, though. Another Yveltal has hit the field. Our opponent is going to be able to hit us for, what, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100 damage? So your Blaziken here will actually be able to get a knockout. Actually, he went for the Y Cyclone. So I will have to go for a Heat Blow here. And I do not need to steam up. Without any Lysand or anything in here, I have no momentum pressure. So my opponent can easily just control what I'm doing by moving his energies around, doing anything like that. I do get 2 prizes though. It's going to be a Professor Birch and a Fire Energy. So I can Birch my hand away after getting the energies out, but I think this Yveltal is going to claim my Blaziken. The only way I can really win this is if I Nien Press and get Paralysis every turn. It's the only way I can do it. My opponent grabs a Shaman from the Ultra Ball that he used. So Shaman's going to help him get 6 more cards. This is a very scary deck we're playing against, guys. Very, very scary. Not much I can do in terms of control. We get Parallel Citied. I'm going to ditch my Perugly. So I cannot play Pokemon right now, which is a shame, and I don't think there's a stadium in here, which is also a shame. So, needless to say, Blaziken is going to go down here. The Y Cyclone was beautiful on my opponent's part because it did get the opportunity to switch the energy back over to the new Yveltal. Now we do need to land a Tails here. The damage is not as important as landing that Paralysis. I can Energy Pouch. Let's go for some energy onto the Volcanion. I think that's our next play. I don't really need to play anything else. We gotta go for that Tails. Come on, Tails! Alright! We're gonna stall out a turn. We do get the Paralysis here. It's a little bit of chip damage, and it buys us a turn. Now, 80 onto that, it's 120. So I still need to land 2 more Tails before I can actually knock this thing out. And with the Eva Ball, he can easily knock out my little Perugly. We do see the Fright, so my item is not going to work now. So tool cards do not matter. Beautiful. So I'm going to still lose my energy. This guy's literally got every kind of thing going for our tactics here, guys. Actually, I could have gone for a Steam Up, and that would have done 20 extra damage. My bad. Alright, we're going to go... It's only for Fire-type Pokemon, and it's for basics. Well, I goofed, but that's okay. I am still going to have to go for that Nien Press. I unfortunately land the heads, which means I do get more damage, but it also means I'm not going to be able to actually knock anything out. And that Yveltal in the back can hit for a lot of damage. I can do 60. Unless he's trying to switch it in now. No, he goes for the Eva Ball. I should be able to pick up the knockout on this Yveltal. So it will be a lot closer than I'm assuming it was going to be. Huh. The energy pouch still worked. My tool shouldn't have had any effect. Interesting. So I do 130 damage. which is more than enough to take this thing out. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to go for Volcanic Heat. We are going to take this thing out, claim 2 prizes, and we're not too far from at least coming up front on this. I don't see us winning because I cannot attack with Volcanic Heat again. And there's another Yveltal-EX. Max Elixir's going to come through. Does he get the energy? He gets the energy, guys. So Yveltal is going to be able to claim... Oh, he's got 2 Max Elixirs here. He might be able to attack with that Yveltal. And he definitely... Oh, that's going to hurt. He's got 4 energies onto that Yveltal, plus my 3. He'll be able to almost one-shot, if not already one-shot my Volcanion-EX. That's 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 40. With the damage from the Yveltal here, there is nothing I can do. I'm going to drop an energy here. I have to go for the evolution. And there isn't one. Whoop! We scrubbed up. We scrub-a-dub-dub-dub. I can't retreat. I can't really do much of anything here. I will retreat. Into the Numel. Steam up. And tackle. At least we didn't get hit by the Garbodor. At least not yet. But unfortunately, it does not look like we can pull this one out. We got close, guys. We got close. And I'm not mad about that. We did pretty good. Just as you can see, the damage output isn't really here. Here comes the Floatstone of the Garbodor. So my Steam Up is gone. I have no ability to Steam Up. And unfortunately, this is going to be game here. I'm actually just going to be able to go for a tackle. 10 damage. All I have is energy or ways to get my energy back. And without my ability to Steam Up, I'm all but gone. Pitch Black Spear is going to knock out my Numel and my Volcanion. So that is GG to my opponent. But we put in a fantastic fight. Maybe not at the end. Maybe I should have stayed in the front because it wouldn't have, you know, ended the game. But I didn't see us winning that. There's no way. But with that, though, we're going to head into our second game here in just a brief moment. And here we are, second game against J and PDS, playing a Psychic deck. Now, I don't know how we're going to be able to make up for that last one. That game was actually not terrible. But like I said, I did make a few misplays, but that's normal in any card game. But we see that our opponent is going to be able to call this coin toss. They're going to get the heads, and we lose the coin toss, so that's fine. That's all but fine. I must be the only person that calls tails. Must be the only person that calls tails. But we do have a Volcanion start. Our opponent actually has no basics, so that means we're going to get an additional card here, which isn't bad at all. So I'll be able to put the Glameow on the back. We have a lot of energy. We have an Evisoda for the Perugly. Oh no. Trevenant Break. Now it's not item lock, but this is still gonna hurt. Yes, we would love to draw the additional card, and it's gonna be a Torchic. So I at least don't have to draw that. We can just get that right out onto the field. We see a Hoopa and a Phantom. The Hoopa can actually put in a little bit of chip damage, which will help out the Trevenant Break. It looks like this is going to be an all mitigation, like all spread damage deck. Does get a Phantom from the Level Ball, and it's going to drop an energy down onto the second Phantom. I'm going to go for a good old energy here. I cannot go for the Soda right now, so I'm going to Birch. Hope to get a few cards that I can actually play, and I get Tails. So I get the Combuskin. I'll be able to go for a Bridget next turn, whether it be for the EX or 3 others, I don't know. But I'm going to go for that Power Heater. We're going to get ourselves 10 damage onto that Hoopa. Now we do see this Trevenant up. It's a bursting balloon onto the Hoopa. That's going to do a little bit of damage. And as long as Pokemon is active, the opponent basic costs 1 more energy. Okay, that's not good. We get a Numel here. So I am going to actually go for the EX here. We're going to evolve our Torchic. We're going to go for the energy on the Volcanion. And we're going to go for our Volcanion-EX. Which there are 2 of in the deck now. One of them is not prized. I cannot steam up this turn. I'm actually going to let the bursting balloon pass. I don't have any energy in here anyway. It was just chip damage. So there's no point in me wasting my turn. My opponent does have the Trevenant breakout already. But thankfully for us, not in the active position. Because that spread damage is going to hurt. We do get 20 onto the Volcanion, 20 damage onto the Combuskin, and we managed to get a Glameow. I'm actually not even going to play it. We're going to just go for the... What's the smart play here? Am I going to be able to use Steam Artillery effectively? Not that I see in the next couple turns. I've only got 2 cards in the discard, no energy. Yes, I'm aware. 15 seconds is what I've got. Drop it down onto the Volcanion. And we go for the Steam Artillery. It's going to do 100 damage. It's going to leave our opponent's Hoopa at 10. I was thinking of either setting up the Numel or the Combuskin, but at the same point... through Steam up. But at the same point, I don't have any luxury of getting any additional cards here. My opponent can get a supporter here and an energy from the Steven. So depending on the supporter, she might be able to actually help us out here. Especially if they get an N. It's going to be a Lysander, which is not good. Our opponent doesn't need the card draw. They literally just want to make this difficult on us. So Hyper Punch is coming through. It's going to do 20 damage to my Volcanions, both respectively. And we're going to be able to get a Judge. So I can actually throw that good old Lysander back in your deck. And that's why I don't like Steven. We actually managed to grab the Blaziken here, which is very, very crucial. I can go for an Energy Pouch onto the Volcanion in front. And now I can simply just go for a nice Steam Artillery, knock out this first Pokemon, claim our first prize. Lysander is not going to come out. And we're going to get ourselves a Birch. So I might end up just Shawning because it's guaranteed 5 versus the 4 will most likely get from the Birch. We do see a Drowsy hit the field, so opponent also likes to put us to sleep, it seems. Goes for a Level Ball. And gets a Phantom. So definitely wants to get more of these good old Trevenant breaks out. And we are most likely going to see the Energy Press. This act does 10 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active. And pulls out the Lysander again through another Steven. So definitely wants to pull something right now. So the Energy Press is going to go off. I'm going to get taken down, but I'm going to get all my energy back. I'm going to go up with the Blaziken. And what this will do is it'll give me the opportunity to not only hit a little harder, but I can actually set up my Volcanion-EX. Oh, no, I can't. It's all in my hand. That actually hurt me out a ton more than I was hoping for. I'm gonna Birch And the reason I'm doing this is I need the other Volcanion. I keep getting Glamios. I'm going to steam up. This seems like a wasted turn, but what I'm doing is I'm going to get the spreading flames out to at least get an energy out of the discard and onto one of our other Pokemon. But unfortunately, with the spread damage coming our way, this is going to hurt a lot. Is it just a... It's 3 damage counters to each of our Pokemon. So most of our guys are all going to be able to go down 2 shots. Lysander's up my Volcanion-EX. That is probably going to be game there. Because I cannot get this Volcanion-EX out of here. We cannot be confused or poisoned, and they cannot be put to sleep. So he is now going to be able to go for the Goodnight Baby. It's going to actually put us to sleep as well. This is one deck wow. Incredible deck. I might actually have to build this deck for us to see on another episode. This is incredible. We're going to get hit with spread damage right through. I get to wake up, but I get to go right back to sleep thanks to the Hypno. What an annoying strategy, but does it pay off for my opponent? Trevenant-EX still showing that it's not a bad card in the good old metagame, and my attacks cost me 1 more energy to use, so I have to actually get 4 energy on this Volcanion. And no way of getting this Volcanion out of here unless he actually knocks it out. This is the best play for my opponent here, and unfortunately this is just going to be a rinse and repeat for the end of the game. He'll be able to take out all 3 of my Glamios now, and in the following turn he'll be able to eliminate my Numel. So he'll get 3 prizes here. He'll get another prize. He'll get another prize from the Numel as well. So unfortunately, this is going to be a huge loss for Volcanion. I don't think it was so much that the deck was playing... Well, we got bad hand draws. But at the same point, this Trevenant deck is incredible. We do... pardon me. We do wake up. I'm just setting the Torchic up to be knocked out. Because it doesn't matter. Can I put the energy on the Volcanion? Thank you. There's nothing I can do. This game is going to be over. The Trevenant has the ability to make it so that my attacks cost 1 more energy. So it's going to cost me 4. In this next turn, he's going to put me to sleep. Puts a Floatstone on the Hypno in case I decide to Lysander it up, which is fantastic. And the Sycamore is going to come through. It's going to let him draw a few more cards. Doesn't need the Trevenant break anymore because he knows that, or she knows that I'm currently in a bad position. Goes for a Bursting Balloon onto the Trevenant break just to cripple me even further in case I do get that opportunity to attack. Not that it's going to matter. He's going to put me to sleep. She's going to put me to sleep. And this is going to end my Numel. My Numel will go down here. And the next turn, both of my Blaziken and my Torchic are going to go down. My opponent has got this game in the bag. And unfortunately, that's just how it goes. So I'm going to easily just pass the turn. Because I couldn't... If I hit the Bursting Balloon, even if I could attack, I would still go down. Beautiful play on my opponent. Beautiful, beautiful deck. I'm definitely going to have to check that out. Because that Hoopo actually had a really cool strat too. Because it literally just does a little bit of spread damage prior with 1 energy. Gets a little bit of nice chip. Definitely an interesting deck. But the deck that we were playing Volcanion-wise, like I said, does not have the damage output that I was hoping for. Especially because Blaziken and the baby Volcanion are the only 2 that actually have high damage outputs. And it's difficult to get Blaziken out. Not that we didn't get it out consistently, we got it out in both games. But with Volcanion only having 1 copy of it in the deck, it really also hurt it because we had no way of getting anything out. Now, don't get me wrong, the Energy Pouch play that I had in that second game did not help us out at all. I did not think that through having my Blaziken go up, but I don't think I had the Blaziken at the time, so I was expecting to have to redraw the energy either way. Anyway, this deck is definitely a lot of fun. if you're really good at trying to learn how to mitigate and get all your energy going, it just doesn't have the damage output. So I do recommend giving it a shot, playing it. Maybe you're going to have a better luck with it. It was definitely a lot more fun than a lot of other things. And being a deck that goes on to regular play, you can build and modify towards your liking. So you can easily put in 4 copies of Volcanion if you have it. Or you can upgrade the Volcanion-EX. Add floatstones, add ways of retreating, add supporters that are necessary. This is a very nice starting deck for players to get into a Volcanion-EX deck. And I think that is very crucial to mention because these decks are meant to start you somewhere. So I highly recommend picking up Volcanion. It is a little bit more pricey than the other 2 decks that we're going to be looking over, but that's just because Volcanion-EX is such a powerhouse. But with that though, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I will catch you guys in the next TCGO video, which will be Theme Deck Corner for Magirna's deck. I don't remember what it's called, so bear that in mind. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys then. But until then, time out.